In our land, the elders say, a seed may stay long under the soil, but it does not forget the rain. Some seeds are hidden, not because they are dead, but because they are being prepared. This is the story of Chidera, a child prayed for before she was born, a daughter shaped by a mother's tears, and a life carried back by a God who never forgets his own. Sit with me. Let me tell you a story. Before Chidera cried her first cry, her mother cried her own. She placed her hand on her belly and spoke to God about a child she had not yet seen. My people say, the child prayed for in the womb, hear God's name before she hears her own. And so, even before Chidera opened her eyes, her path has been whispered into the earth. Chidera was born into a home where morning did not rise without prayer. Her mother believed that a child is first trained on her knees before she is trained by the word. She taught Chidera with words how to cook with corrections and most of all with example. Because they say, a child does not grow by shouting, but by watching. Every night, as the fire died down and the house became quiet, her mother would say in the same thing, you belong to God, my child. You will fulfill your days. Those words entered Chidera's spirit like seed buried deep in the ground. But we know the truth. The road a child starts with is not always the road she finishes on. As Chidera grew, the word began to speak louder than her mother's voice. Friends laughed at her faith. Life asked hard questions. God felt far away. Little by little, Chidera stepped away. Not because she hated God, but because she wanted to belong. And while Chidera drifted, her mother remained in one place, on her knees. My people say a mother's prayer is a river that never dries. There is always a dark season when the night is long. And there came a season when Chidera found herself lost. The laughter was loud, but the joy was empty. Alone with her thoughts that night, the noise of the world finally rested. And in that silence, something stirred. A voice she had not heard in years, not outside her, but within her. You belong to God. There is a saying that the drumbeat you grow with will never leave your ear. She remembered the words of her mother. The seed has been waiting for rain. She remembered everything her mother always tell her, that she will fulfill her days. That night, Chidera prayed, not as a child, but as one who has wandered far. Coming back was not one step. She knelt down, she prayed. She asked God to help her. It was many small ones. Some days she prayed, some days she only tried. She stumbled, she questioned, she almost turned back. But God counts every step. And each step, God met her with mercy. Chidera became a light without asking to be seen. She prayed when laughter tried to silence her. She stood firm when bending felt easier. When friends began to mock her, she didn't give up. She continued. to seek the face of God. And then people began to whisper among themselves, there is something different about this child. There is something that has changed about Chidera. And somewhere, a mother wiped her tears and smiled, not because the journey was easy, but because the prayers were not wasted. For a seed planted in faith may sleep for a season, but when its time comes, even the earth cannot hold it back. The seed had broken the soil. A seed is not dead because it stayed long in the ground. The earth hides some seed so they can learn strength in silence. Do not count a child lost because the road bent for a while. The path remembers its beginning. Never give up on anyone. The God who shaped the clay does not abandon his work. For a prayer spoken in tears and watered with faith will always find its way home. This is the story of Chidera. May it remind us all that God never forgets his own. May it also remind us that the prayers of a mother availeth much. It is never in vain. The prayers of a mother goes a long way in shaping the destiny of the children. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel.